Now, we have a terror issue on the inside, too. All right, make America safe again. Donald Trump made this tweet. If you import the third world, you become the third world. Oh my God, this is like literally a quote from my videos. Like, I'm telling you, man. Orange Man, if you can hear me. If you can hear me, Orange Man. Hassan Piker. Okay, all right. And that's not going to happen to the United States of America as long as I am president. President Donald J. Trump. Pretty good stuff, all right? Listen, man, if you import the third world, you become the third world, you know? Netanyahu, if you can hear me, I have information that Hassan Piker is only 2 weeks away from developing a nuclear bomb. If you can hear me, Netanyahu. All right, anyway, so breaking news. It seems like one of the most diabolical maneuvers ever was just unleashed. All right, you see this line? You see this line of clearly straight white men? Right, so they're all getting deported right now. Just in, ICE pulled a slick mass arrest ploy at Pennsylvania today, tricking dozens of illegals to come to the DMV under the guise of renewing their CDLs. That's right, we're renewing your driver's license, guys. You must come to the DMV. As soon as they came, they were rounded up and arrested. W. Now, I see a lot of leftists are really mad at this. You mean you lied to the third worlder rapist pedophiles that are coming into our country and torturing our people? Fuck, yes, we did. Absolutely, we lied to them. What are you talking about? Abraham notably lied to the Egyptians to protect himself and his wife. Lying to protect your country is biblical. And there's nothing nothing is more of a protection for your country than literally deporting people that came into our country illegally. Like, I see people always crying about it and stuff. The reality is, we have borders for a reason. We need to know who's coming into our country. We don't know who these people are. For all you know, these are the worst fucking people on the planet. And why take that chance? You know, so once again, Marco Rubio made a diabolical tweet that he's deporting, removing the green cards and deporting family members of the Iranian leadership and Soleimani, a terrorist that Trump eliminated, because they're supporting terrorism and they're supporting the other side. So he revoked their green card and he's deporting them. This has broad appeal. 7 million views, 220,000 likes. This is massive. And as I mentioned, this is a huge precedent. All right, because we are going to start we're going to start revoking shit. All right, we are going to be revoking visas and green cards and temporary protective statuses on people that support terrorism. And that's so awesome because so much of the issues that we actually have in this country stems, in my opinion, from foreigners coming in and subverting us, you know, coming into our colleges, organizing these protests, you know, manipulating retards to think that actually it's empathy to support terrorist organizations that rape Americans, you know, like, and we don't need to live like that anymore. We can actually just get these people the fuck out of our country. We can actually just do things, it seems, you know, and the reality is, this is actually happening. Marco Rubio actually finally did that, and we're going to see it. Now, there are some massive immigration shit shows that have been going on. This guy is running. This guy is running right now for Congress in New Jersey. All right, tell me if you notice anything from his advertisement.
हम देसी community New Jersey के सबसे बड़े communities में से एक हैं. मेरा नाम जय वांगनकर है और मैं June 2nd को कांग्रेस के लिए election लड़ रहा हूँ.
Do you notice anything? Do you notice the fact that he doesn't fucking speak English? Did you notice that? We need to get rid of these motherfuckers. Like, this is the ultimate sign of, hi, I would like to get elected. I will do nothing for any Americans, but I will do my best to import more third worlders to make sure that I stay in power forever. You know, I will make sure that we all have the right to vote, to take money from people that work for a living and give that money to retards that invaded our country. Like if that's not the most obvious and telling sign, I don't know what is. Like, this shit's insane. So, revoking visas, that is the moderate position, all right? Deporting all these dumb fucks, that is the moderate position. We got to protect our country here. We got to protect them. Now, I'm not a radical myself. I am a moderate. Well, so I want to deport every single illegal alien and also remove the citizenship of all the foreigners that didn't assimilate. The radical position is doing something a little more permanent, and I'm not there yet. So, anyway, this is London. Yep. That is not a river in India. This is London, England. Yep. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, deporting them is the moderate position. I just want to make that clear. You have two options: get called racist or get ethnically cleansed. That's what you got, bro. These are your two options. So someone out there is getting ready, you know, rolling their sleeves up to type a massive comment about how I'm a huge racist. You wouldn't have a complaint if this was all white people. This wouldn't be all white people. I'm sorry. Where our culture comes from, This is not acceptable. This is not fucking normal. All right, but yeah. So anyway, the reality is we have to make believe this is totally awesome. And if you do call me racist, I have something important to note. I don't fucking care. I don't care what you call me. Your words mean nothing to me. All right, this is a British man arrested by the UK after a Muslim mob tried attacking him for calling Muhammad a pedophile.
That Prophet Muhammad was 50 or 53 years old when he sexually penetrated Aisha.
Literally just true.
No. Aisha, she was 9 years old.
Literally just accurate. Why are they all offended? He's just quoting their holy... This is their holy book. This is their holiest man. Shouldn't they be proud of his actions? And the police just take him away. And I love how I'm so justified by the Palestine flag thing, all right? Because Palestine really is just a Trojan horse. It's a Trojan horse to overthrow the West. And they're like, but look at all these Muslims! Look at all these Muslims in Palestine! They started a war and lost miserably. It's so heartbreaking. Look, man, I'm really sorry that there was, collateral damage to a war that you started. But that's what happens when wars happen. And you started it, so that really fucking sucks, and it's your fault. Yeah, none of these people care about the Palestinians. It's just such an obvious, fraud situation. It's insane. No!
We didn't have anything to do with these attacks.
Queer Stalin has to reassure us that he is totally on our side. Pretty good. Anyway, so England is going well. 3 people have been charged over the arson attack on the Jewish community ambulances. All right, if y'all remember, this happened 2 weeks ago. Everyone freaked out, called it a false flag. Well, let's see who did it. It was Hamza Iqbal. It was Rednan Khan, and it was 17-year-old dual British Pakistani national. Another guy who they didn't name because apparently he's 17, so they can't obviously name him or anything. It's a false flag, bro. Trust me. The thing is, every single Jew knew that this wasn't a false flag. Every single white person knew this wasn't a false flag. Every single Muslim knew this wasn't a false flag. But they said it anyway. They said it anyway. Yeah, so this was a terror attack, actually, on UK soil, and this was from an Iran-backed terror organization, as they've already confirmed. It's honestly heartbreaking that we need to live like this, apparently, but we just do. Now, this is the British. Let's see if the British is going to freak out more about, Muslims bombing ambulances, or about this. Well, this is just police protecting leftists cutting down Union Jacks. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Look at that. Isn't that nice? Wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's so beautiful. I'm so happy that we live in a culture that protects us and loves us so much. Anyway, let's see what let's have some insight into what our third world brethren, our based right wing red pill trad guys like this guy has to say.
Good back, bro. George Galloway is the first interview where I think
he's a communist.
We align out of everybody I've interviewed, I think we align the closest politically.
He's a communist.
And
communist pro-Islam.
Logically, I think he is saying exactly what I've been feeling, thinking this entire year, especially his perspective on left-right.
Yeah, so
perspective on left-right politics was spot on.
That's right. So he is a communist Islamist, but that's all cool. Isn't that nice? Anyway, it's pretty insane. Sneako's a Muslim communist who could yes. It's all of them. It's so crazy because the actual Islamic values in Sharia law are not communist values. They don't at all support communism. But you know what they do support? They do support conquering Christian civilization. So yes, communism is a really effective way to overthrow the government. True. Communism is also a really effective way to basically say, hey, you see that guy who works really hard for a living? Well, let's just take that shit and give it to Somali, right? So that's essentially why they all support communism. It turns out. Anyway, Sneeko, look how happy this child is to die for your religion. Look how happy this child is to die for your religion, Sneeko. Look. This is just Muslim parents putting a suicide vest on a child. I'm sure someone in my audience is watching this disgusted. Why are you disgusted? This is a lucky kid. He's going to be able to blow himself up for Allah and then have sex with children for eternity in heaven. Isn't that the dream? This isn't child abuse. Look, he loves it. He's going to go to Jannah. I hope you remember to brush your teeth with a stick, little friend. Anyway, this is insane. This is not compatible with our civilization. Of course, Germany decided to crack down on everything in the opposite of how they should have. All young men between the age of 17 and 45 are no longer allowed to leave Germany for more than 3 months without permission. That's right. Based free Germany. Am I right, guys? Based liberal democracy. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is awesome. So you're telling me Mohammed can go on vacation and leave his home country, Afghanistan, but I, a German, can't leave? Correct. Correct. You are cattle. You are cattle to exist until you are replaced by a new superior race from Afghanistan specifically. So Bukele, this is the guy in charge of El Salvador who rescued and saved the entire country by jailing retards and getting rid of fucking judges. But remember, they live in a full democracy and we live in a dictatorship. I'm sure the people who made freedom and democracy indexes will be updating them immediately. Absolutely, this is fantastic news. Absolutely fantastic news. I really love that the British government's doing this to their people. Wow, great stuff. The Germans, obviously the right-wing Germans, are fucking tired of it though. Islamists out there screaming in the streets. Yeah, that's massive, actually. Holy shit. I mean, it really is. And of course, I don't blame them because this is literally on the German news.
Sind es Einzelfälle, aber offenbar so viele, dass die Hamburger Schulsenatoren jetzt zusammen mit christlichen, jüdischen und Muslimen...
Crispy Schnitzel, wieder Schnitzel, Schnitzel, Wiener. Anyway, so what he was saying is essentially the German schools will no longer have musical education because they don't want to affect the Muslim population. They don't want to offend them because, you know, in Sharia law, music is not allowed because they are some of the most deeply unhappy people of all time. Anyway, so let's take a look-see into how immigration has enhanced our country. Illegal immigrants charged in 75% of this year's murders in Fairfax County. All right, this is literally, this is the official Department of Homeland Security study. 75% of murders. 75% are illegal aliens. All right. And we have to make believe that this isn't like an issue, that they're not actually negatively affecting our society. They're just looking for a better life. They're looking for a better life where they could rape and get away with it, I guess, as opposed to rape and not get away with it. Now, they're also involved in some of the biggest fraud shit in the universe.
These raids took place in California. Will we be seeing them nationwide in other states?
For sure. I happen to be in South Florida right now. There are twice as many durable medical equipment suppliers here in South Florida than there are McDonald's.
Wow.
And that's not because Bobby Kennedy is shutting down McDonald's. We have rampant fraud here, and we believe the Cuban government might be involved.
It's actually happening. The fraud task force is schmoving. These people are getting fucked. I don't think we even realized the extent of the issues before Trump came into office. But now we can talk about it openly. Be like, wait a second. I'm noticing a lot of Somalis with Mercedes, you know, and those guys are dumb as rocks. How the fuck did that happen? And it's like, yes.
Involved in this effort. I was in Flushing, Queens, New York, where Chinese are involved in a program that is defrauding that state with these adult social daycare centers, which are basically congregation.
Wow, Chinese people doing fraud. Interesting.
Centers
Wow.
for fraud. Again, the state's looking the other way. They don't appreciate these problems. And here's the big question for a lot of viewers right now. Is this...
They don't appreciate the problems, or do they get kickbacks? Or an even better question, do they literally want to make the society welcoming to foreigners by letting them get away with fraud to import more people to dilute our votes?
Flaw, or is this a feature of their program?
That's the
We're gonna
question.
Go after every state, red or blue.
There it is.
We've written letters already. We will have these crackdowns.
Is it a
And when
feature
you see
or
these
a bug?
brave SWAT officers swooping down to take out these criminals, it sends a very clear message. Don't walk from this problem if you're a criminal. You run away.
That's right, because these people are getting fucked, and it's finally happening. In fact, it's finally happening so much that this is just absolute insanity. All right, there's outrages after Islamic communities are surging in Arkansas that actually enforces Sharia law and makes everyone sign Islamic bills of assurance.
Assalamu alaikum, my brothers
I've heard enough.
and sisters in Al-Islam. My name is Tahid Salam, and I am one of the coordinators, facilitators for the development of a new masjid here in Little Rock, Arkansas. We are going to have a few pictures that you can look at. We, the Muslim community here in Little Rock, Arkansas, has been and have been working on a small Muslim believing community called New Africa in the western part of our city.
Sorry, New Africans. If you love New Africa so much, why don't you fucking go there, New Africans? You don't need to come here to make it New Africa. I'm sorry, we really like being America. We like being not Africa, specifically, out of all the fucking places, not Africa is one of the highlights, okay? So we don't need you to come here and make new Africa, where you follow fucking barbaric rules. You brush your teeth with sticks and shit, all right? We don't need to do that, actually. We don't want that here. If you like it so much, and if it's so fucking good and successful and great, why don't you go to old Africa?
We have 5 houses that we've already built in that community thus far, and we are real excited about putting and building our anchor institution, the new masjid. And we are inviting all of the community of the Prophet Muhammad, the prayers and peace.
Oh, we're inviting exclusively Muslims while we slowly but surely have 47 children each and expand and conquer the planet. Yeah, we know. Anyway, so that's where it is. And don't worry, guys, everyone will be forced to follow Sharia, a much better way of life than the degeneracy of the West. Stephen Miller says, we spent substantially less on Apollo 11 adjusted for inflation than the cost of welfare recently stolen by the Somali refugees in Minnesota. That is fucking brutal, dude. That's absolute insanity. You know, because, by the way, leftists were really mad at this space launch, which I think is awesome, crying about it, being like, actually, you know that this money could have been spent actually going to school teachers? And it's like, yeah, I actually don't fucking care. This is fucking awesome. Shut the fuck up. That's my stance. It's actually a very simple stance. But this, no, don't care. I'm sorry. While you are turning a blind eye to Somalis defrauding us, all right, you don't have the right to complain about anything at all, actually. Your opinions mean nothing. And it gets even better because you thought that was bad. Get a load of this one.
In America's fraud investigations bring us to the golden state of California. Look at this number, $146 billion.
For the record, for those of you per year, for those of you paying attention, this is approximately 7 times the amount that we spent on the Iran war.
Health and Human Service officials confirmed that number to Chris Rufo as the staggering amount of fraud in a single
insane.
program in
That's
Gavin
insane.
Newsom's state.
And that's just what we know about.
Medicaid system.
Holy
Stop and
shit,
think about
dude.
That. $146 billion, a single program, a single state.
Per year since 2019. This isn't Nick Shirley. This is Fox News, okay? We already know that. Newsom's done. He's fucking cooked. He's going to jail. All right, people don't understand the level of finding out that these people are finally reaching. Mamdani now also getting cooked, under fire for blaming guns, not criminals, for shooting a 7-year-old girl. A 7-year-old girl shot to death by fucking scum. And this dude goes out and blames guns. It's unfathomable. You know, like, it's really insane if you think about it for even, like, a half a second. My guns never killed anyone. And it's, like, just the absolute irony of this. I mean, he comes from the most blood-soaked religion in the last 1,400 years by a mile. And he really doesn't think it's human disposition that's actually causing the deaths. It's the tool. Like, you do realize there are currently 10 conflicts around the world right now. One of them is not Islam. One. The others are all Islam, whether it's Nigerians, whether it's Syrians, whether it's Iranians. It's honestly insane shit. Now, I covered this in my previous video, that they on this block.
So you want to see dickhead moves?
This is crazy, right? They put up a brand new street sign basically saying now you have to start paying for parking on this street. And then the moment they put up the sign, they gave tickets to every single car that was already parked on the street after they put the sign up, right? As you can see, this was just freshly put in the ground, all right? And they immediately gave tickets to everyone, right? Kami Mamdani, really living the life. Like, dude, the Islamist communist grift is so fucking awesome because obviously Sharia law doesn't agree with Islam, but of course Muslims just want to conquer America. Not all Muslims, just the ones that follow the religion that say they should conquer us. Okay, I don't want to be racist. Just the ones that follow the religion want to conquer us. Okay, let's calm down for a second there.
Oh, yeah, they're mad at him now. Zoran Mandami has got a lot of people angry at him.
Yeah. A Muslim communist lied? I personally am shocked and appalled.
That's too bad. Zoran Mandami is challenged by a Palestinian man who tells them it's not your land to decide whether Israel has the right to exist.
That constantly reaffirm Israel's right to exist. Because people like me are constantly attacked by politicians.
You want to hear my nuclear take? No country has a right to exist. None. If they could defend themselves, well, then they exist. It's just because I don't believe in rights in general. I think rights are kind of gay and fake and exist to manipulate you and to basically emotionally gaslight you. Rights aren't real. The only right you have is free will. Other than that, rights aren't real. Israel exists because Arabs tried to destroy Israel many times, and every single war, Israel won. Right, Israel's undefeated against the fucking 2 billion people surrounding it that are trying to destroy it. That's why Israel exists, and that's why America exists, and that's why every country exists. Because Israel ultimately won the wars of annihilation and the existential battles that they tried to destroy it with. All right, and they tried to obliterate in 1948 and in 67, just now with October 7th. And Israel won all those wars. That's why Israel exists. It's not about rights, all right? Literally grow the fuck up. This guy literally is celebrating genocidal, because Hamas is a genocidal terror organization. The openly stated goal is wiping out the Jews and then the Christians. That's what they openly state, to help Islam conquer the world. I don't give a fuck about your little platitudes and emotional bullshit.
For standing up for Palestine, and you are constantly defending the right for Israel to exist. And I'm hearing you say free Palestine, but also Israel has the right to exist. Don't be hypocritical. Don't be hypocritical and say free Palestine when you're also defending the right for Israel to exist. It does not have
I love that this guy's just so honest about it. Free Palestine ultimately is a genocidal movement to destroy every single Jew in Israel. So I'm really glad that he actually is just acknowledging the reality.
Right to exist. It does not have the right to exist. It's not your land to say it has the right to exist.
And is it yours? Obviously not. You're in New York. Oh, that sucks, buddy.
He's unironically audience captured. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. You know, in a way, I would feel bad for him, but, he played into it a lot.
Nope. Don't feel bad for him at all. This guy is a Muslim communist that came into New York to fucking control us. He shouldn't be in our country altogether, yet somehow he's in a position of power because of our bullshit systems that allow foreigners to vote for foreigners. And then, shocker, foreigners are voting to take away rights from natives. And it's like, oh, wow.
Himself, right? And, here we go.
We all voted for you because you promised to stand with working people and end the abusive 24-hour workday.
We have to end the
These people are all unemployed.
24-hour workday.
Andani, cumple tu promesa.
Zoran is now...
Mamdani, I'm speaking in a foreign language, so maybe you'll understand me.
Week 3 of home care work is sitting in. Why have you said nothing?
Instead, you're parroting the racist, sexist lie that immigrant women choose 24-hour workdays.
So immigrants who get paid...
I love how these are just like perpetually unhappy people. I love how like the leftist protester class are just perpetually unhappy, useless humans.
Paid by the government to take care of their own parents as home health care aides currently get paid for 13 hours a day. These protesters say that since they live in the same place they work, again, they're employed taking care of their own relatives, they should actually be paid for 24 hours a day. So we're paying these people right here. You've got to send your parent to a nursing home while these people get paid by the government to stay home and take care of their parent themselves. And that's the reason why you have so much of this fraud, especially in these... these
are the most entitled fucking people on the planet. They've never done a moment of work in their life. This is unreal.
For those who have watched budget after budget, let me assure you, nothing about this is typical. That's why our solutions won't be either. There are 2 paths to bridge this gap. The first is the most sustainable, raising taxes on the richest New Yorkers.
There it is. It's every time. It's like, it's amazing. It's like, oh, I am a foreigner. Foreigners voted to put me in control. So now I'm really glad that the foreigners came to vote to take money away from the natives to give it to the foreigners that came here. Hell yeah, dude. This system makes sense.
They're gonna start leaving again, bro. Like, you have the governor that's literally begging them, please come back. Come back. We need the money.
I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state.
We really need the rich people to literally have all their money sucked away from them to give it to the poor people. And then you got Mamdani. We are going to raise the taxes even higher.
Listen to that.
I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state.
Everybody is leaving.
We are so generous. See, I'll tell you the honest truth. I'll just be really honest with you. I give a lot of money to charity myself, personally. I do. And I think that, it's a good thing in general. I'm a religious man. I believe in God, and I believe that God wants me to be charitable to my fellow man. And I am. I'll be honest. I give a fuck ton of money to the government, and they give it to Somalia. All right, that's my stance. All right, if I knew that all of my tax dollars were actually going to like the benefit of our country, I would feel so much fucking better about myself. But A, I'm against taxes, like on principle, all right, unless it's actually funding directly my well-being and my community's well-being. That's one. And two, generous social programs means we're gonna take your money and we are gonna fucking wipe our asses with it, become really rich, and fund, I don't know, LGBT opera in New Zealand, all right? And I don't actually want to fucking fund that shit.
I think that a lot of Americans would be fine paying a little bit more in taxes, like really rich Americans. But whenever they hear...
Yeah, if they knew where the money was going, $148 billion goes to fraud per year in one area in California. Like, it's absolutely unfathomable that I sit my ass down and I pay a metric fuck ton of money, all right, that I'm working hard for, to the fucking government so they could give that money to Somalia. Literally, fuck you.
That it's towards making an LGBT office in New York City, funding childcare for illegal aliens, and then giving free bus tickets to people so they don't stab the bus driver. I kind of feel like my money's being wasted.
Exactly. And that is why the Bible, by the way, very charitable book, always talks about charity a lot. It doesn't ever say that the government should be in charge of your generosity. You are in charge of your generosity because the government can't be fucking trusted. You can't trust the government to be in charge of your generosity, right? Because the government just uses that for whatever the fuck they want.
There are some patriotic millionaires who stepped up.
There's nothing patriotic about
patriotic millionaires that'll give me money to give it to foreigners.
Funding a bunch of illegal aliens. That's not patriotic. That's retarded.
Okay, cut me the checks. I mean, just
ridiculous.
If you want to be supportive,
Cut me the
but maybe the
checks.
first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home, because our tax base has been eroded.
Everybody's
so everyone's leaving.
Actually left
That's
New
awesome.
York. The thing that everybody
the revolution came for you, Zoran.
It did happen.
And if we do not go down the first path, the city will be forced down a second, more harmful path. Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own
They're going to have to start executing white people to make sure that the brown people have enough money.
control. We would have to
take your houses and redistribute them.
raise property taxes.
Raising property taxes just means that landlords are going to charge more money to tenants, obviously. Like, this guy's fucking retarded. And it's insane that we need to deal with these people. Like, again, this is the third world solution to the problem.